Are you serious? Are you serious, folks? Are you serious? I got to say it a third time. I mean, the last thing we need is a recall on ulcer medication. It all starts in the gut, guys. It's all about the gut. And the last thing we need is a recall on ulcer medication. What? But that's what we got. We've got Mylan Pharmaceuticals is issued an ulcer medication recall due to impurities, and so I'm going to help them out by letting the public know. According to CBS News, Mylan Pharmaceuticals has issued an ulcer medication recall due to impurities in the medication. The FDA said the voluntary recall includes 3 lots of nizatidine. All right, there it is. Brock's putting on we're doing this as a public safety announcement to help people understand not to take this, especially folks, any capsules that were distributed between June of 2017 and August of 2018, which is still out there on the shelves. We got to get it down, okay? Need to get it down, all right? So anyway, look, we need help when we come to the gut. There's nobody in the world better. Understand, look at the pain, the shame, the pain. Guys, it's serious, okay? And nobody's better at explaining just how important it is to have your gut cleansed. Where he says it. He's the guy, I believe he coined the phrase. It all begins in the gut. Ronnie McMullen's with us from GetTheT.com. And wow, we're going to take questions in this broadcast as well. So if you've got questions, put them in the chat room right now. We're going to ask Ronnie about it. Ronnie, how you doing today?
I'm doing great. How are you doing?
Doing great. Ronnie, look, recall of products happens all the time. It doesn't mean there was anything maliciously being done. But when you start thinking about, you already got an ulcer. Let's say a person's got an ulcer and they're taking medicine for the ulcer. The last thing you need is impurities in the medicine. So look, people have been trusting too long on some of the pharmaceutical companies. We got to get a hold of our health, don't we?
Yeah, we do, and really, I think we need to look at things. Especially, let's talk about ulcers for a second, as long as we're here. Ulcer medication can really be a help, obviously. The fact that it's got impurities in it, that's a bummer. And, it does happen to people. And I'm with you. I don't know if it's malicious or anything. I doubt it. But the one thing that's interesting about ulcers is, and the doctors kind of skim over this for some reason. I have no idea why. But the reason there's a lot of ulcers, obviously everything starts in the gut. Disease starts in the gut. Socrates said this. But what's really interesting is when we have ulcers, usually that tracks to worry. It tracks to fear. It tracks to emotional trauma. And something we need to really understand, and I try to teach this as much as I can, that our attitude and our personality and how we think changes our health. And think about this, when you're doing a business deal, where do you think? You go, I've got a gut feeling about, and you make your yes or no.
Oh.
So you have this gut feeling that guides you, and it's like a second brain. In fact, they're doing research on it, and they're doing research to find out also that when your gut is not doing well, and there's different bacteria in your gut, it actually can move all the way to your brain and your eyes. And they're just finding this out. So there's a lot to be said about the gut. And a lot of times, if the doctors would ask, what's going on at your home? Are you in a divorce? Your kids have problems? Is your parents having problems? Whatever the case may be. And they talked about it, you'd find more understanding of why you got the ulcer in the first place.
So in other words, some of the emotional things that we go through in life, stress, job-related, home-related. Stress. Like you said, I got a gut feeling that this is going to work. Sometimes we got a gut feeling this isn't going to work, and so It affects us. And that's what you're saying. But the medications that are out there, the pharmaceutical companies that are putting these ulcer medications, I mean, they're not really cures, are they, Ronnie? Are they just are they Band-Aids?
You know, some of, I will say on the ulcer medicine, and when you get holes in your stomach, they do have stuff that really helps you along. And so, you know, and I would say this, not all pharmaceuticals are bad. And sometimes, you know, I might sound like, oh, all the pharmaceuticals, they're not. There are some that are very good, but there are some that are not very good. The biggest thing is always ask your doctor, tell me about the adverse effects. That's the first thing you want to do. And you still may have to choose because it's like, and a doctor said this to me once and said, well, you can choose your ailment, or you can choose a chance that you could not have the ailment. So it's really, and it's a hard decision. But a lot of the stuff, the beginning of things, okay, like an ulcer, begins in an emotional state. And this is what the doctors do pass over, because here's the thing, our body, and this is built from God himself, our body is set to heal itself. So let's go with a simple analogy. So you get a cut, and it's a deep cut, and it's a long cut, and it's on your arm. So you go to the doctor, or you go to emergency, and they go, oh, that's a bad cut, and they have a doctor, and he sews it up, okay, which we call stitches. So we have these stitches, right? Does he actually does he heal the body? No, he helps heal the body by bringing the two tissues come together, bandage it up, and sew it up. But the actual body itself heals itself. It just has to have those two pieces of skin touching, and it will automatically heal itself. So that's on an outer realm. So the inside is the same kind of idea. But if you have an ulcer and you still have the problem emotionally, you're probably going to have that ulcer for a very long time.
Question coming to us, Ronnie, right here. Immune system. If this person says, look, I have been a vegetarian diet for 10 years, will this lead to lowering my immune system?
Well, this person that's a vegetarian, or, you know, sometimes people even go vegan, but if you're vegetarian and you're eating without the GMOs and you're eating organic and all that, is it going to lower your immunities? Probably not. You know, and again, I don't know your eating habits, and I'm definitely not a doctor, but I would tell you, you're probably going to bring your immunities up, to be honest. Wow. There's a lot of phytochemicals that are in the vegetables that will absolutely help you with immune system. Now, I believe, and this is my own personal belief, that you need to supplement as well as eat right, as well as exercise. Like, for instance, most people don't even know this. If you just do a little bit of exercise, I'm not talking about a big 1 hour cardio, kill yourself, sweat to death. I'm talking about just, hey, I'm going to take a walk, and I'm going to walk maybe a half a mile to a mile, but I'm going to walk. I'm not going to, you know, it's brisk, but it's not this big. And if you do that, guess what? Just in that, you lowered your inflammation of your body. So the stress that you have during the day, you're going to take the stress down, and you're also going to take the inflammation down. And that's just a kind of a brisk walk. So back to the question, I would think that your immunity would actually be better. You just got to make sure that you've got protein in your diet. And sometimes if we do strict plants, we don't get quite enough protein. So that's kind of important. And I don't really trust soy. Soy is a great place for protein, but it's pretty much GMOs have gotten to them. So that's a little weak.
Folks, it's Ronnie McMullen. It's Ronnie McMullen from GetTheT.com. From GetTheT.com. You can always order. You should do it right now. Pick up the phone and call right now. The number is 928-308-0408. That's 928-308-0408. Pick up the phone and call and order right now to GetTheT.com. Ronnie, question for you. Enemas, good or bad for your health? And this is apparently people are doing now a lot of enemas for cleansing. Is this good or bad for your health?
That's a great question, and that's a loaded question.
What? No pun intended on that one. But
Yeah. That's actually pretty good, Pastor.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, no, that's a loaded question. And the reason I say that is because, yes, it's good, very good for you, but it also gets rid of everything. So a lot of your small bio goods that are inside of your body, inside your colon, it takes those out too. So you kind of need to do probiotics and get probiotics going inside of you when you do that. I don't like enemas myself, so honestly, the tea is great because it's not as harsh as an enema. And it will cleanse you greatly, and it leave all the good bio stuff behind in your gut where it deserves to be in your colon. So it doesn't take out everything that's bad. It knows, because it's herbal, it knows to leave the good stuff in there and take out the bad stuff. So I would rather do the tea than do an enema, and it might take a little longer, but I've had some people have bad experiences with enemas, and I've had people have good experiences. So it's really individual.
I would rather drink the tea, folks, than
any day of the week.
But great question. Oh, by the way, Ronnie, here's another question coming in. Flu shot, yes or no?
That's a loaded gun. That's a loaded needle.
There you go.
So flu shot, good or bad? Me personally, I am not a vaccine person. It is an individual decision. I would say do your research on vaccines, and especially flu vaccines, because just so you know, if you go to, let's say you go to the tire store and get one. I'm joking, because that's about where you get vaccines, is everywhere now. But so you go to the grocery store and you get a vaccine, or Costco, or wherever you're going, and ask the nurse, what's in this? She will not be able to tell you. She'll say, well, it's a flu vaccine. No, what's in it though? And she'll get a paper and go, and what do those things do? Point being is they don't really know what's in there, and they're shooting you with something, and then they're obviously shooting you with a dose of the flu. So I've had multiple people tell me, I got a vaccine. I broke down, and the doctor said I really need to get one, so I got a vaccine. Sickest thing ever, and I'm still coughing, and months later. So it's really individual. I personally, if somebody said, I'll give you $500 to go get a vaccine, I would say absolutely not. If somebody said to me, I'll give you $5,000 to get a vaccine, I would say absolutely not.
Wow, folks, that's Ronnie McMullen. It's Ronnie McMullen from GetTheTea.com, GetTheTea.com. Pick up the phone if you're going to call in an order to get the tea, and I tell you, his tea is great. As a matter of fact, it tastes wonderful, so believe me, it's effective, and it really does help you. It's the tea that gets you going, okay? Matter of fact, pick up the phone and call him at 928-308-0408. That's 928-308-0408 at getthetea.com. Now, not only that, Ronnie, we're taking questions right now, folks. So you have questions for Ronnie, let us know. He's got monthly specials going right now. He's got the Super Tea and Pine Bark. Ronnie, tell us about these.
Oh, this is a beautiful thing. I love putting this together. So the pine bark is kind of an expensive, I call this tools. The pine bark's an expensive tool, but when you buy it together, you can get a month's supply of the tea and the pine bark for just $45. So that's a great thing. But I want to tell you what pine bark does, because you go, it's really picogenol, and the benefits of the pine bark extract, it's an extract, so it won't say organic on it because it's an extract. It's still kind of organic, but it's kind of not. It's a long story, but you can't say organic. So they say, and this is on health benefits at iherb.com, they say benefits of pine bark extract is vitamin C regeneration, protects against cataracts, improves heart health, and again, I'm going to say AIDS in varicose veins, AIDS in blood pressure, AIDS in, let's call it glucose control. AIDS in memory, improving memory, AIDS in allergies and asthma. Yeah, baby. All right. AIDS in arthritis, AIDS in fertility, aids in protecting your skin, aids in your wound healing, and they even saying ED, which is erectile dysfunction, and there are some people that suffer from that. So this is a really, and here's another thing that's really kind of cool. It's an antioxidant, okay? That's what they say on iherb.com. And the reason I'm saying this is because there are suits that like to think that I'm making claims, and I'm not making claims, but it's really catch-22, because how do you tell somebody what it really does? You just say, oh, yeah, pine bark, it's good. Yeah, it's good. Yeah. Oh, the tea? Yeah, it's good. So I have to be careful, but on the same token, I want people to know these things are power tools, because they've done research on pine bark. And when you take it, it actually crosses the blood barrier, the antioxidant power. And there's something to realize with antioxidants, because if you are oxidizing, okay, which is basically it's like free radicals. We've heard about free radicals. Free radicals are in the body automatically. But what happens is there's got to be a balance between antioxidants, which your body produces, and a balance of the free radicals. Okay? If the free radicals go bigger than the antioxidants, you end up having disease. So the key is to have a powerful tool, an herb, that crosses the blood barrier so it can get into your eyes and it can get into your brain and be an antioxidant, so it can combat oxidative stress. So this is where the free radicals, and the free radicals, free radicals are like somebody with a gun just shooting anybody and everybody. That would be the idea of a free radical. So these antioxidants that these herbs carry, okay, like pine bark extract, will go in and get rid of these free radicals. When the free radicals come down, then your body starts, guess what? Your body already does it. I don't do it, but your body heals itself. So it has to be balanced. Think of everything in your body as a balancing. Putting your arms out, balancing yourself. And this is really important, because you don't want to overdo, like somebody said, oh, pine bark extract does all that. Well, that's great. I'm going to take 100 capsules.
No.
Maybe you take 100 capsules, over 100 and something days. That would be fine.
Okay.
So basically, you want to do everything in balance. And my pine bark is a powerful tool. So get this, it's a 4-month supply. So, it's a wonderful thing, because you take it every other day. And the cost of it's a lot less than other companies. So it's great. I got into it a long time ago. That's why I developed the pine bark extract. But I revisited because I'm forming a new pill, and I was like, oh my gosh, pine bark is way up there again. It's called maritime or picogenol, and this really loves to destroy free radicals. And that is what you need to do. When you're looking at problems going on that are free radicals, you need to have somebody come in, call it a SWAT team. Pine bark is your SWAT team.
Ronnie McMullen's with us from GetTheTea.com. And you can call an order, and if you want to, just pick up the phone right now and dial this number, 928-308-0408. That's 928-308-0408. Or just go to his website at www.getthetea.com. That's www.getthetea.com. He's got all these wonderful products. Bee pollen, okay, GI Joy, B365. If you can't drink tea, you say, I just don't like tea. Here it is in the capsule. In the pill form, it's really good. It does the same thing. It accomplishes it. Look, he's got all these apple cider vinegar. All of it. But Ronnie, we got some more questions coming in. Can you eat pine cone seeds or dandelion seeds? And are these good supplements, or will these things help your health?
Dandelion, I heard, does. I don't know about the seeds. Are always good, but I haven't done my background on dandelion. I've heard it's very good. I think dandelion has a couple of things that you have to be careful of, and there are some herbs that you got to be careful if you take too much, or if you do a certain thing, you got to kind of watch for it. So, and then the pine, what did you say, the pine cone seeds?
Yeah, pine cone seeds.
I've never heard of them, but I could tell you, I'll tell you what my intuition says. Yes, anything of a seed is usually good for you. An apple seed, really good for you to eat apple seeds. If you crack open a apricot or a nectarine or a peach seed and get the meat inside the actual seed itself, really good for certain bad issues that happen to your body. So yes, I would say probably good on both, but I really honestly don't know.
Brock just came in and said, hey, Dad, dandelions contain a lot of vitamin K.
Vitamin K is really good for you.
Yeah, so, yeah, and that's true about the seeds or like eggs or nuts. I love pistachio nuts, to be honest with you. I don't know if I should be eating them or not.
Yeah, they're so good.
Just really are.
But your two best nuts, if you're going to be a nut eater, top of the top is almonds.
Oh, I love those.
And second to that is black walnuts.
Oh, I love those too. I mean, those are great. Oh, awesome. So
those two are the best. Peanuts are the worst in nutritional value. There's still value in them, but they're the worst. And macadamia is not too bad. Cashews are okay. There's a lot of fats in the cashew, but your two best nuts, I mean, overall, number one would be almonds, and number two would be black walnuts.
Wow. I thought you was going to say...
In fact, black walnuts are brain food.
I thought he was going to say something like ALC or more. Hey, can I ask you a question? What about pumpkin seeds? I mean, those seem to be, I love those too. Are those good for you?
Pumpkin seeds, yes, they're very good for you, and they help with glucose issues.
Oh, good. Well, we know glucose is number one. The diabetes is the number one health problem in America now. And it causes, it ends up, it's the gateway to open up everything else that falls apart in your life. I mean, it's huge, isn't it, Ronnie?
Well, and let me give you a little hint for those that are out there dealing with their glucose issues and you're struggling and maybe you're new to this and maybe you're overwhelmed. I want to help you. And because this is my number one thing that I know quite a bit about. The first thing I would tell you is move on your digestive tract immediately. Okay? Because we always move on, okay, I got to lower my blood sugar. Okay? But when we lower our blood sugar, and I have stuff that will do that, but if we lower our blood sugar, what we're really doing is it's still somewhat of a Band-Aid. So we need to go to the digestive because the digestive is not digesting the food. So what happens is when the food just sits there, especially simple carbs, the simple carbs just sit there and they don't go in the cells. And guess what? You take a blood reading and you're like a bazillion. So you want to do digestives and you'll watch things change in your body and you'll also be protecting your eyes.
And Ronnie, it's so good, folks. And this is why Ronnie McMullen over at GetTheT.com, this is why his company is so powerful. His information, he's really done his work. He's really done his homework on these issues. And, sugar is there's two big things, guys. Let's face it, diabetes, high blood pressure. These are huge. And I know I'm dealing with it myself with the high blood pressure. And of course, I've now lost 9 pounds. I have to brag on myself a little bit to keep going. Okay.
No, I'm going to be all over you, Pastor. Yeah, baby, you go. Okay. Because we need you around. So, and it's scary when these diseases attack. It really is scary. And the first thing we do, because we've been trained, is we run to the doctor. And I'm not saying don't run to the doctor. Doctors are wonderful. They really are. But they're trained a certain way. And sometimes the pharmaceutical drugs are wonderful, and we need them immediately, especially like blood pressure to lower it. But over time is a different ball game. So it's really important to do your research, know that God has given you a body to heal itself. And the reason that you got the attack from whatever disease you got anyway was because you were out of balance. And when you're out of balance, and that can be weight, that can be how you eat, that can be your stress, that can be your emotion. These are huge things that happen. People get heart attacks because of having a divorce. People get heart attacks because of being fired at work. I mean, we can go on. So these emotions are huge. If you're a Star Wars fan, you understand the force, the energy force. Well, that energy is bad. It affects our body. So it's really important. And then, of course, another thing if we have a lot of fear, a lot of anger or rage, and these are not good things either, it will release chemicals in your body and you completely get out of balance again. This is why it's so important to take a walk, especially if you're in the trees or if you're near the ocean. Oh my gosh, that can really be a difference. And that will lower your stress and it will help your inflammation. And I've got a new product coming out. I'm so excited about it. It's probably going to be debuting in the spring, and it is going to be a powerful, powerful tool for those of you that want to feel better.
Ronnie McMullen's with us, folks. GetTheT.com. I love the fact that you say take a walk in the woods or go down by the ocean. I love the ocean. Or if or if you've got a nice pond in the subdivision you live in, or maybe you have a pond or whatever, Or how about poolside? Is that all right too, Ronnie?
I think anything that makes you feel better, that you go, anything that makes you take a big breath and go, it's good. Sometimes people taking a drive, and in the wilderness or something, or taking a bicycle, or it doesn't really matter. That's what's really wonderful about it. Something that makes you feel good. Like I go out, I have my house, I have an acre, and so I have trees all over, and I have a connection with trees. I'll go out and I'll touch the leaves of my tree, and I'll listen to my fountain, and right there, I just can feel things changing. Just right there. Yeah. In fact, they have new cancer treatment. This will blow everybody's mind. And I might have said this before, but for all the new people, they are now learning that when people walk in the forest or they walk in the trees, and I'm talking walking, not running, not jogging, just walking and enjoying, it is actually becoming a cancer treatment.
What? I love it.
It's a cancer treatment. They're finding people do better that have cancer by taking walks in the forest. There's something about the pine smell that goes on. There's things in there. They're called terpenes, and they help you. There's also terpenes in fruit trees. So especially like orange trees and grapefruit and lemon, there's terpenes. And these terpenes, they help you feel better, and they actually tell your body, and this is incredible, tell me your body's not powerful, they tell your body to start fighting, and they fight off the intruders. Well, isn't cancer an intruder?
Yeah.
So they actually have cancer treatment centers that are right next to the forest.
I love it. Folks, seriously, Ronnie's got some specials he's running right now, okay? Check it out. Brock, put it on the screen. Look, guys, get the pine bark stuff. This stuff right here. Get the pine bark. He's running a special on it. It's not just the pine bark. He's got the super tea, the pine bark. He's running the specials on it right now. Get it now. This month, this is the time to do it. And the Bible says, a merry heart maketh like a medicine, and the joy of the Lord is your strength, okay? So, obviously, stress is bad. Joy is better. It's easier to smile than frown. It's time that we get a little joy. And, Ronnie, I want to throw this out there. People need to get these products and get started in a regiment. Bee pollen. Bee pollen's got to be good. Tell them about it, Ronnie.
Oh, absolutely. But let me tell you something, because I want to talk to the people that are like, oh, I don't know, and blah, 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 and maybe you got a little depression going on. When you get chemically balanced, and herbs will chemically balance you. When you get chemically balanced, you can't just take a couple of pills of pine bark and drink the tea once and say, I'm good to go. You just wasted your time and your money. You've got to be diligent about it. You've got to be diligent. And when you are chemically balanced, guess what? Things like depression and anxiety and all that, they start disappearing. Yeah. So instead of having to take, stuff all the time, think about your best time. What was the best time? Well, the best time was when I was with so-and-so, or the best time is when I walked in the park, or I walked on the beach, or whatever. Think about those times like they're happening. Create your own reality. And that sounds like weird or guru-ish, and I'm not trying to go there. I'm trying to say, when you think positive, your body reacts to it. So like if you're not near the beach and all of a sudden you just start thinking about walking on the beach, your body, your mind actually thinks it's happening. So it starts releasing chemicals just like if you were walking at the beach. And this is a fact, this is scientific, this is truth. And if you do that, watch what happens to your body. And if you don't believe me and you got a blood pressure pump, do your blood pressure and then spend 30 minutes thinking about your favorite thing that you want to do. Turn around, take your blood pressure down. I bet you it's lower.
And it's amazing, folks, how these things can help you. Take a walk, Walk in the woods. If you're living near the ocean, walk down by the ocean. If you got a pool, sit out at the pool. If you got and release some of those endorphins. Let some of that stress go. What about golf? I mean, I love golfing. Again, the greens, the exercise. I mean,
it's wonderful. We'll have to go golfing sometime, Pastor. But yes, golfing is wonderful. Anything is wonderful. I mean, you could be 50 years old and love skateboards. That's great.
What?
Do what you want to do. Do something. Here's another one for you. And some of this stuff I'm telling you is free. This doesn't cost you. But here's another thing. You like dogs? Go play with your dog. Go outside and please your dog. Let he or she play with you. My dog looks forward and like, Dad, I want to go play. The dog is a great lesson for people. And I'll tell you why. If you look at a dog, the dog is not in, well, what are we going to do tomorrow? The dog is not in, well, you know what? You spanked me 3 days ago. The dog is in the now. The dog is creating its reality as you're right there with the dog. So go play with the dog, watch the dog enjoy you, you enjoy the dog, and the next thing you know, you're letting endorphins come in and you're feeling better about life. And this is all going to take you out of anxiety, out of depression, out of all this stuff. Now, if you go and do, say, the Life Change Tea, or you go and do pine bark, this is only now you're getting your SWAT team together to say, no, I'm tired of being sick, I'm tired of not feeling good, I'm tired of having emotional crap go on. I want to feel good. Now you've got something to go on. You want to release the good chemicals and suppress the bad.
We'll throw one more out there, Ronnie. It helps me. Anytime I see a fish aquarium, I don't know what it is, but I can sit over by it, listen to the bubbles, watch the fish, and calm down. Is there something to that?
Yeah. Oh, absolutely, because we're connected with the sea. If you notice a lot of, like I carry sea vegetables, and you'll notice the sea products do great things. I have a small little company where I do organic food for plants. So in other words, for crops and wine country and all of that. And I feed the crops, and guess what it's got in it? Seafood. So there's something, and think about it. When we go to the ocean, and we walk in the ocean, just putting your feet, 3 inches into the water and walking in that water, that's a 7.1 frequency, and it brings your body to that frequency. And guess what? You become very peaceful. This is why when you walk on the beach and you listen to the ocean is connected to the moon. Can you believe it?
That's right.
So the moon is making the waves happen and making how the waves come every so many minutes. It's really, I think God is a master scientist. I really do.
Oh, he's the best. He's the best. It's
so fun to learn so many things about the stars and about the ocean and the moon and the sun and the herbs and the trees and the animals. It's mind-blowing. And to me, we're a piece of that. So why don't we plug into that? If we're sons and daughters of God, why can't we just plug into that and make it his business to heal us and not just sit there and do nothing? That's right. But we do our work and he'll do his.
Amen, brother. I'll give you an amen on that one. You're preaching it now. All right, folks. That's Ronnie McMullen, GetTheT.com. Great guy, great company, great products. Go there right now. Just go right now, open a tab, and go to GetTheT.com. That's www.GetTheT.com. Tell them Paul Begley said to send you over there. Or why don't you do this? Pick up the phone. Call right now. Get those specials he has. Take care of yourself, okay? 928-308-0408. Way to start the year right, Ronnie. Way to start it right.
And I would love to see your people really get involved this time. I mean, I made the special less money because, money's tight. So here's $45. This is going to last you 4 months on the Pine Mark. And even if you double time it and you take more, still going to last you 2 months. It's going to be a month's supply of tea. It's $45. Let's make it better. Punch in Paul in the coupon code, and you're going to get free shipping. The shipping's on me. I want to get you well. These things will do great things for you, and we need to start taking our minds and saying, I'm going to feel better. I'm going to feel better. I'm going to feel better. And you start thinking like that, take a little herbs, take a walk once in a while, and guess what? So really, here it is. Take the step and do this. Not about buying products. I've given you, I don't know how many examples of free things you can do to make your life better. So really say, you know what? It's January. This is New Year's resolution time. I'm going to feel better this year. Yes, I'm going to feel better this year, and do it. Yeah.
Thank you, Ronnie, so much for being with us from getthetea.com. Folks, hope you've enjoyed this broadcast. Been very informative and very helpful. Again, you can call Ronnie at 928-308-0408. And we will see you guys later tonight. I'll be live at 10 p.m. Eastern. We're actually going to go live at 9:45 p.m. Eastern with Mike from around the world. I'll see you tonight. God bless.